and welcome to Veda ASMR. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you're having a great day or night, whatever time it is for you. Thank you, first of all, for 10K. 10K. That's crazy. I'm very excited. Thank you. So to anybody who has watched or commented, especially to those that have subscribed, thank you. I am honored that you have watched my videos and enjoyed them enough to subscribe. I love making videos. I love hearing that they have actually helped some people, so that's really heartwarming. Anyway, I decided I would do the general ASMR rite of passage, which is like a Q&A around 10K. So I put out a post on YouTube and Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Veda ASMR. Feel free to follow me. I sometimes put photos or like backstage photos if you want to see like a costume early or something, stuff like that. I don't post very often though. But I put posts asking for your questions, and you guys delivered. Thank you. I wasn't sure how many questions I'd get, so I appreciate it. Without any further ado, several people asked how I'm doing. I'm doing very well, thank you. I know this is a difficult time for a lot of people with the pandemic and everything that's going on in the world. I have been very fortunate to not be affected as much as some. I've been able to keep my job. My family has been healthy, so I am doing very well, and I'm grateful for that. But for my friends that have anxiety or depression, I get you, and I am so sorry that you're dealing with that right now. I hope that it passes and things get much better for you soon, because I know how awful that can be. My next question was from Akhtar Abid, and if I mispronounce any of your names, I am very sorry. Also, if your question doesn't seem to be included, it's not because I didn't like your question, but it might have just been one that I didn't know how to answer or didn't really have an answer for. So, Akhtar Abid says, did you have any prior ASMR experience? Because you started at a very high level. Thank you. That's very nice. No, in terms of making videos, I didn't have any prior experience, but I've been watching ASMR for about 10 years now, so I have learned from some of the best. Neil AAFC asks, is the origin of your name found in Eastern Europe? The name Veda is a German name or a Sanskrit name, depending on the spelling. The Veda spelling is from Sanskrit. Many people also asked if I work in the medical field because of the realism in my medical roleplays, so thank you. I work very hard on trying to make those realistic. I do not work in the medical field, nor have I ever worked in the medical field, but I do have an interest in science and medicine, and second part to that question is, how much time do you typically spend researching a video? So for the medical videos, I do spend a significant amount of time researching, because I want those to be as realistic as possible. So it can be anywhere between like 3 to 5 hours researching and planning those videos. And like for instance, my MRI video, I kind of struck a gold mine because there were a few websites that had all of the MRI sequences listed with the machine settings and what they scan for. So that was very helpful in creating that video. But for some of the others, I have to sort of piece together from different resources. If you hear car sounds, I'm sorry. There will be very minimal editing in this video because I have another video this week that is taking extensive editing, and that will be up in a couple days. Okay, many people asked, how tall are you? And I am 5'4", just under just under 5'4", but I will give myself that 4 inches. Gab.af says, when is your birthday? My birthday is in April, and I am an Aries. Grace.11 says, do you have any pets? Yes, Grace, I have 3 pets. I have a 15-year-old Chihuahua, and he is very, very cute, but he is so naughty, and he's always been so naughty. And I love him to death, but he just like pees in the house, and he's really mean now. As he has aged, he's gotten more and more grumpy and mean, and I think he has kind of dementia, because he'll kind of forget where he is a little bit. His quality of life is still good, but it makes him a little grumpy. And sometimes, like if he's sitting next to me on the couch or something, and I move or I touch him accidentally, he'll attack me. So that can be really scary. And it's a good thing that he's only like 10 pounds, because in a bigger dog, that would be devastating. Yeah, so that's my dog. I have 2 cats as well. I have a girl cat who is a precious, sweet little angel girl. She is very talkative, very social, very smart. And I have a boy cat who is the sweetest boy. He's a little rough around the edges. He has like notches in his ears from getting into fights before I got him, but he's such a lover. He loves his kisses. I give him lots of kisses on his forehead, and he loves it. So those are my babies. Thank you for asking about them. I love talking about them. Cody Dudley 7 says, have you ever been to Oregon? I have not. Funnily enough, a couple years ago, my husband and I were actually going to move to Oregon because his family lives there. And he wanted to be closer to his family. But we ended up not doing that, for which I am kind of grateful, because I really like where we live now. But no, I haven't been there. I'd like to visit though. Ekadeka says, can you sing in a slow voice? I would love to, but I cannot. I have a pretty bad singing voice, and I just don't think it would be very good. I do really like the ASMR singing videos. I think Frivolous Fox has made several of them, and they can be so relaxing and nice, but I don't think I'll personally make one. Wes Critch says, have you ever had to stop recording because you've needed to burp or fart? No, surprisingly not, but I have had to stop recording during my video where I eat a sandwich. I had to stop recording because I started choking on the pepper in the sandwich. Like, I inhaled it and started choking, and I was like off screen coughing, eyes watering for like 3 minutes. It was pretty rough, but yeah. Next, Elle, thank you so much for your kind comment, Elle. In addition to your question, I am doing well, and she says, what are your favorite things to do to unwind? I really just like watching movies, lying on the couch with my pets, watching movies on like Netflix, or watching TV shows, or reading. I read a lot. I have a Kindle, and lately I've just been reading like kind of trashy romance novels from Kindle Unlimited, but I really like mystery thrillers as well. Tranquil Journeys ASMR asks, if budget and time weren't an issue, what would be the ultimate ASMR video you'd make? I do have like a dream ASMR video that I want to make, and I don't want to go into full detail because I will be making this video at some point. It will involve like a lot of different sets and probably different cameras that I might have to rent, and maybe even other actors. But I'd like to do something like an action movie ASMR. So like, not the most relaxing sounding concept, but I think it could be very cool. Next questions are from Emma. Thank you, Emma. You hooked me up with a bunch of questions. I appreciate it. I was worried people wouldn't ask questions, so thank you. Emma says, what sort of hobbies do you have outside of ASMR? For a long time, I didn't have any hobbies. I was very, very anxious and easily overwhelmed, so after a day of work or something, I was just too tired to do anything for myself other than watch TV or read. But lately, I've been making ASMR videos, so that's a big hobby of mine. And that actually takes up quite a bit of my spare time. I know I usually only release like one video a week, but it takes significant work to make that video, so that's a big thing. I also used to play tennis. I haven't been lately, and then sometimes I ride my motorcycle. Do you enjoy traveling? And where's your favorite place you've ever been to? I do enjoy traveling. I haven't traveled extensively, and I'm not somebody who would say they have like wanderlust. I really like being at home, but I like going on vacation maybe once a year. My favorite place I've ever been to is Mexico. We went to Riviera Maya, Mexico last year around, I think it was in November or December, and it was a wonderful time. We stayed at a really nice all-inclusive resort, and I'd really like to go back there. She says, do you speak any other languages? I don't. I really wish I did. I know a little bit of Spanish because I took it in school, but not enough to even get by conversationally, so no. But I want to learn another language. What's your favorite food? Crab legs. I love crab legs. And chocolate cake. Does Magenta exist? Emma, what are you doing to me? I hate this question. It's awful. This is the worst question. Because I then was like, huh? And I looked up Magenta. And apparently, it's like not on the visible spectrum because of its like wavelength with light. And that just like made my brain hurt. And that question, the Magenta thing really irritated me. Not your question. I loved your question. It was very interesting. But I don't even know what to think about that. I'd say yes, because it's something that we perceive and it exists for us. But I know like scientifically it might not exist as like a band of light. Yes. Jacob Rides 405 asks, what motorcycle do you have? How long have you been riding? And can you do more motorcycle related role plays? Yes, I do want to do more motorcycle related role plays. I'd also like to do like a ride along video with my GoPro where I do a voiceover before the end of the season when I'll be storing my bike, which is coming up. I've only been riding since April. I decided I wanted to learn in April, so I took the test, and I got my bike then. It's an MT-03. Funny story for anybody that rides motorcycles. During the class, I thought that you had to always be giving some sort of pull on the clutch or that you would stall out. So I took the entire class riding the clutch and somehow managed to pass the test, which I probably shouldn't have, but I learned very quickly after the class not to do that because my husband saw me riding and he was like, what are you doing? Definitely Not Me says, favorite TV series / movie. I love your role plays, by the way. Thank you. I have fun making my role plays. My favorite TV series right now is Ozark on Netflix. It's so good. The writing, the acting, and the story, it's phenomenal. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I was not originally like interested in it as a show, but it's so good. It is violent, so just keep that in mind. If you'd asked me like 3 years ago what my favorite show was, Game of Thrones, no question. But Game of Thrones has like let me down so hard. the last 2 seasons. I can't get over it. I was really upset by it, and I have invested so much time in the Game of Thrones universe. I read all the books. I watched all the series multiple times. And I just don't think I'll ever be able to watch them again because of how poorly it ended. I'm sorry if you enjoyed it. I'm happy you enjoyed it. But it upset me. And my favorite movie, that's a hard one. I do have a list of some of my favorite movies. I really like Rosemary's Baby as a horror movie. I really, really liked Interstellar. I thought that story was great, and McConaughey was so good in it. I loved seeing like the environments of the different fictional planets. That was so cool. Like when they got to that one planet and there's like, where are the mountains? There's supposed to be mountains. And it turned out that what the previous astronaut thought were mountains were ocean waves. So that was just like, that blew my mind. It was, yeah. And I like, was it Rosemary's Baby, Interstellar? Oh, the Lord of the Rings movies. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings movies. So good. I grew up with those. I went to the midnight releases for all 3 of them. It was such a good experience. My grandmother took me to them. So I really like the Lord of the Rings movies, though I haven't watched them in a while. I need to. Yeah. And, let's see, next I have Valentina D. She says, are you an only child? I'm not. I have a younger sister. We text and talk almost every single day. I miss her. She doesn't live near me, but we do talk a lot. She's really funny. What would you like to do in the future? I don't really have anything different in the future that I would like to do that I'm not doing right now. I'm happy in my current job. I'm happy with my home and my family and everything. So I don't have any goals. No. I don't know. I don't have anything that I really want to do in the future that I'm not doing right now. A few people asked me what got you into ASMR in the first place, and did you ever envision yourself doing ASMR before? So, for a long time, I had been watching ASMR videos, and I always wondered, like, if it was something I could do. I was kind of interested in trying it, but I really thought, like, oh, my videos won't be relaxing, people won't like them. And then just finally, I think, as I've gotten a little bit older, I've gotten more confidence, and I have a lot of support, so I decided to try it, and it's gone really well so far, and everybody's been so kind and supportive, so it's been a very good experience, and I thank you guys for that. Okay, Shelby Rodney says, is there a particular ASMR content creator who inspired you to make your own ASMR videos? I don't know if, like, there was a particular creator, but there's things in several creators that really are inspiring to me, and things that I like to try to include in my channel, or that I would like to emulate. That's Southern ASMR Sounds is one of them. I love her, especially her role plays. She has such creative and unique characters and stories. Never boring. Love her role plays. Especially her Sparkly Friend role plays, and Lynette, and her Grumpy Librarian, and her Sales Lady. If you don't watch her, check her out, especially for her role plays, but she does a lot of other stuff, and she's fantastic. Gentle Whispering, Maria. I think we are all familiar with Maria, one of the OGs of ASMR, and she's just fantastic. So positive, so much poise and just grace, and thank you, Maria, for your videos. Not that you'll see this, but I love her. She's great, and she seems so sweet and mature. And I lost my place. Oh man, ASMR requests. Allie, I really wish Allie was still making videos. I loved her videos. Her voice was phenomenal. And again, somebody who was so creative with her role plays. I loved her futuristic stuff. And I think Departure episode 2 is still the best ASMR video of all time. Yes, I do. Come at me. Okay. And are there other content creators you think are amazing who haven't gotten the recognition they deserve? And I have one in particular that I really would like to mention, and that is Tingledom ASMR. It used to be Tingles with Flyby. And she's great. She has thousands of videos and they're very high quality, and her voice is fantastic. I really, really like her, and she deserves so many more views and subscribers. She's fantastic. So Tingledom ASMR, check her out. I think she's fantastic and very relaxing. Mojojo's also gave me several questions. Thank you, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. Few of them were, what's your greatest fear and why? And I'm gonna get real for a minute here. So I am legitimately terrified of like losing my mind. I just think that that's the worst thing that can happen to somebody, is to like lose who you are, lose your mind, lose your memories, stuff like that. So that would be my worst fear. I'm sorry if that's depressing. How old are you? I am 31. Yes, 31. And your favorite place? My favorite place is my house. I love being home. I am definitely a homebody, so I stay home almost all the time, even before the pandemic. Other than that, any Mexican restaurant, that would be a favorite place of mine. And really, really liked that resort in Mexico, so I go back there in a heartbeat. Anna Acosta, thank you for your congratulations on the 10K. I appreciate it. She says, what was your first ASMR experience, and do you have a favorite trigger? Sorry for the noise. I think it's an airplane. My first ASMR experience, I'm not sure, but I have a very powerful ASMR experience from childhood, and that is when I was in Sunday school. We had a girl in our class who was deaf, and her mother would translate for her and sign for her. So her mother would sign to her what the teacher was saying, and also like whisper it in like sort of an inaudible whisper. So that was just so tingle inducing. That really stuck with me. My favorite trigger is just simple whispers and soft speaking. In a roleplay setting is good. Story times are good. I just like people's voices. And my favorite color, I don't really have like a favorite color, but I enjoy like the teal of my background. I like the color purple a lot too. Brianna S says, favorite type of smoothie? I make this one smoothie that I really love, and it has 1 cup of blueberries, a banana, like 3/4 cup of almond milk, cinnamon, and a tablespoon of peanut butter. It's so good. Not overly sweet, very tasty though. And if you want to really get fancy with it, sometimes I will put a tablespoon of oats, like old-fashioned rolled oats or something, in the blender before everything else. Blend it up and then put all the ingredients in. And then it's like a blueberry muffin. It's so good. And then she also asks, do you do your own nails or get them done, and your favorite color to have on them? I do them myself. I'll go through periods where I have my nails painted for like a month, and then I'll like have them unpainted for a month, and I never let them get too long because it really like starts to bother me. I played piano for a long time when I was younger, so I never had long nails. So sometimes the feeling of it is just like icky to me. But I really like red. You'll see red on my nails most of the time, like this particular type of red or a darker red. Okay, Lou Lebo on says, what country do you want to go to after the pandemic? I'd love to go back to Mexico. We wanted to go this year, but just was not in the cards with coronavirus. And I know it's not a country, but I would love to go to Europe in general, specifically Italy and Spain. That would be wonderful. I think eventually I'll do that, but not soon. Rex Racer also gave me several questions to choose from. Thank you, Rex. He says, what are your most and least favorite triggers to experience and do? So I talked about the ones I like to experience, but the ones I like to do, again, like the soft speaking, and I like that in a role play setting. And my least favorite to experience, I would say like scratching, maybe. That can get a little misophonic for me. And pretty much I don't mind eating sounds, I don't mind mouth sounds, but the things that really trigger me are just the whispering and soft speaking. So trigger videos where people like make lots of interesting noises, I don't tend to gravitate toward those, even though they can be very well done, just because they don't work for me personally as ASMR, or inducing ASMR. But they're wonderful. I just personally, I don't prefer and I don't gravitate toward those. My least favorite to do, inaudible whisper. I can't do it. I can't. I tried. I had a request for an inaudible whisper video, and I really, really wanted to fulfill that request, but I just couldn't make it work. I don't know how anybody can get that perfect balance between a whisper and inaudible. I failed at it, and also I was really out of breath after trying for a very short time, so I don't think that's in the cards for me. He also asks, where would you like to take your channel, short term or long term? I don't have any specific goals. I'm just happy to see how it grows and develops over time. I've been really trying to get out at least one video a week that I am very proud of, and sometimes that requires a lot of work, especially being new. The whole process is new to me, so I am very slow right now, but it's been a lot of fun. But specifically, I don't really have any goals other than to just learn and create and just hang out with you guys. It's been really wonderful reading your comments and hearing your stories, and I love reading and responding to your comments. I was trying for a while to respond to every single comment, but I've reached a point where it can be difficult to do that because of the volume of comments. I still read all of them, respond to many. So thank you so much for your comments. I really love reading them and interacting with you. Okay. What's your favorite food? Crab legs. School subject, English. I really liked English when I was in school. I loved writing and reading. So English, I even studied it in college. And book. I love a lot of books. I would say if I had to pick like a favorite, it would be the Harry Potter series, just because of my experience with it. I started the first book in 4th grade, and the last one came out the summer after I graduated high school. So I really grew up with the books and sort of aged with the characters, and it was a very big part of my childhood. So the Harry Potter books. Sophia Tomlinson says, when did you last have a laugh attack and why? I think last night I gave my dog some steak, and he had 3 pieces and he ate 1 piece, and then he had like, say I'm my dog and there's 1 piece here and 1 piece here, and he couldn't decide which one he wanted, so he kept like for a good 7 seconds, and it was so funny and cute, his little thought process. Precious boy. So that was really funny. Dean Ryan says, are you big into motorcycles? I like motorcycles. I like my motorcycle. But I don't think like I'm big into them. I just started in April, and pretty much I started and learned how to ride a motorcycle, and then I started making ASMR videos. So it's sort of competing hobbies, though you wouldn't think it would be, but I only have so much time, so ASMR is kind of won out, but I still like my motorcycle. Izzy says, do you script your role plays or just improvise as you go along? It's sort of a mix. I make an outline for my role plays, and depending on how much I want to put in beforehand, I'll write like a little bit of like a script. Most of it is an outline, and then I kind of just go off of that. So definitely at least an outline. I'm not great at improv, so I really think about what I want to say, but I don't write a word-for-word script, if that makes sense. Talon Q says, what's your favorite music artist or band? I like Queen. Extremo Gaming says, how did ASMR change your life? I had really, really bad anxiety for a lot of my life and depression, and I discovered ASMR in college, and although it wasn't like a cure-all for me, it was something that was very helpful to me in difficult times, so appreciate it. Reverie says, who is your favorite ASMR artist? I really like Southern ASMR sounds, as I said before. Gentle whispering. Grace V, I love her voice. Karuna Satori, I love her voice. Her story times are interesting in a good way. I like her story time. And Crinkle Lovin', she has again really creative role plays. I love her Suburban Mom series. Benjamin Chan says, where did you grow up? I grew up in New England, sort of near the ocean. I don't really miss it, only because I don't miss winter up there. It was way too cold, but it was nice. Let's see. Michelle Luna says, what are some goals you have for yourself, and what keeps you inspired or motivated? I think just generally in life, a goal of mine is to just stay happy and mentally healthy, and just have things stay good with my family and my job and everything. Sorry, I just cracked my neck. And then in terms of ASMR, I just want to keep increasing my production value and growing my skill set in terms of like editing and creating. Spaceman Rob says, what is your favorite type of video to film? I like the role plays. They allow me to be creative, and that's really fun. And I think my favorite role plays that I film are my bill collector ones, because I did that for so long as a job in college. So it's almost like cathartic to be able to create these scenarios, and those are a lot of fun for me. Katarina D says, best childhood memory. I have a lot of good childhood memories, but I think one of my best is like the midnight releases for the Harry Potter books. Just going to Borders back when it existed, and standing in that long line with my friend, and waiting for the book with everybody else who was so excited, and they'd have little activities like the sorting hat and stuff. So that was such a wonderful experience that I don't think I'll ever experience something like that again. So it was nice to have that in my childhood. Snails Are Cool says, do you have a job next to your ASMR channel? Yes, I do. I have a full-time job. ASMR is not my job. It's a hobby. Although I do make some money from AdSense. That has pretty much gone back into equipment and stuff. So it's a hobby for me, and my full-time job helps support me. It's an office job, basically, and I do enjoy it. It's really nice. I love my coworkers, and I get to work from home a lot, which is cool. Aditya Banerjee says, what is your favorite wild animal? I love elephants. I think they're incredibly smart and sweet, and I hate the way that they are treated by some people. But I'm glad for conservation efforts that are taking place to try to save them. But I think they're just so smart and wonderful, and I love that they have like their families and everything. They're sweet. Macho Tony says, do you have faith in humanity, or does it disappoint you? I don't really think that way so much, like, as of humanity as a whole. I think of like people on a more individual scale. Like, there are people that do bad things, people that do good things, and like, yeah, sometimes, like, I feel like sometimes the people that do bad things can outweigh the efforts of the people that do good things, but I try to not focus on some of the bad stuff, like, especially things with animals. Like, I had to stop Facebook for a while because people kept posting, like, stories about animal abuse, like, even the recovery portion of it, and that really, really bothers me. I don't know how I got on that topic, but anyway, faith in humanity, sure. And Garrett Schenk says, how old are you? 31? And are you in a relationship? Yes, I am. I am happily married. We've been married for about 2 years now, I think. So, and that's the Q&A. Those are the questions that you guys submitted for the most part. Again, if I didn't answer your question, it was likely because I just didn't know how to answer it. But I appreciate all of your questions. And again, really, really thank you for watching and subscribing, and commenting. It's been a wonderful experience so far, and I'm very excited to have reached 10K subscribers, so thank you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night and sleep well, and I'll see you soon.